We are live. Hello.
Hey.
Happy hour! You guys coming
Hey.
in early, man. It's been like a month since we did these things,
It's been a
and
while.
everybody's game is off. Our timing just isn't there, But
My
are
game
here.
was on point. What are you talking about? That
Speak for yourself, Chuck.
No,
yeah.
your guys are supposed to wait until the happy hour and then say stuff.
And then
You don't
not
even
be
know how
excited.
messed up you are. That's how messed up you are.
We don't even know how it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
My
Welcome
shit
in,
was all
everyone.
messed up, y'all.
Well, that's just your state of life, Rook.
Oh,
Welcome into
Indeed.
another Hit Points Not Required happy hour that has started before the hour. Evidently, we are
Did it?
rip roaring.
My shit says
ready to
901,
go.
sir.
Well, yeah, but evidently you started. How full is that solo cup? Don't answer that. We don't need to know. Once again, exactly.
Not
Once
very.
again,
We're gonna have to refill before happy hour is over for sure.
before the first 15 minutes are done, I would think. Matter of fact, you want to just go refill now?
He's gonna.
He sure is. Welcome in, everyone, to another exciting edition of Happy Hour, where we bitch about our lives and talk about nonsense for a little bit, and eventually get around to some TTRPG topics.
Eventually.
Eventually. But we start off with, how the heck are you?
Tired.
Expected that response.
That's good. Violet, are you doing well?
I'm
I
all
hear
right.
there's an appliance that's not feeling so well
Oh,
in your
yeah.
neck of the woods.
The oven is not well. It makes, I don't know what's wrong with it. There's a weird smell when it's on.
We don't want a weird
Not
smell in the
it's
oven.
not a gas smell, but like I can't figure. I don't know.
Is
I
it
mean,
something baked into the oven?
No, it looks pretty cool. Like I've looked and I've examined the inside and it seems pretty clean. I'm gonna go over it and clean it again at some point, but like it doesn't seem like there's anything gunked up in there. I don't know if something got like in somewhere weird that I can't see, but
and
I
it
don't know.
only stinks when it's on.
Yes. It's just when it's on.
Violet, can you make me your choice of a perception or an investigation?
I wish it was that easy. I wish I could just roll for it and figure out what the fuck is wrong with my oven, but no.
That was the perfect
Not so
opportunity
simple.
for you to be like, I used my Misty Mountain gaming dice to make this.
Well, see, and nobody's going to get that because they haven't
It's on
seen.
it's on the slideshow, sir. I even thought about that before I made the joke. We are giving away some Misty Mountain gaming dice on the slideshow.
We are
allegedly.
And you no, not allegedly. We had a winner of a package that went out today. In fact, it is now in UPS custody. If you follow our TikTok, you will probably soon seeing videos of the package being handed off to the UPS employee.
Ooh.
Thrilling content.
Thrilling content.
I mean,
riveting.
It depends on what
riveting,
music is
I
on
would
there,
say.
I don't know. But yes, this week is a fantastic week. It's a weird week. It's a short week here in the United States. Don't know about around the rest of the world. Maybe not so. But we have our Harvest Festival. We call it Thanksgiving. I don't care about the Thanksgiving part because that has all sorts of weird lore behind it that we won't get into in this part of the program. But what we will get into
I have
is
so many thoughts about it that I'm keeping to myself.
Yeah, we don't need to go there. It's not great. We all know it's not great. But you know what is great?
Stuffing.
Food.
No, stuffing. That's correct. Yes.
Violet, what's your favorite side?
I think it is stuffing, actually.
Stuffing.
I think he called it. Yeah.
So that's 2 votes for stuffing. I find it interesting, and you know what? I'm going to send over to Rook right now, if you don't mind putting up a stationary slide up there for a second, and I will send this over to both of you so you can take a better look at it. But Google recently released results of their annual search. about
And you trust me to put this shit on the screen with
Yeah,
no
we're
notice
gonna-
in the middle of the. Yeah, all right, we're going there.
we're going to talk
Here we
about
go.
it, and we're going to talk about. We're going to see how much of that rum and coke you had. We're going to talk about it regardless, because you know what?
Oh,
Google
no.
released a map of the top searched recipes, side whatever, in every state in the United States of America, and there were some interesting results. I would have thought stuffing would have just blown everything away, but you know what? Did not even make the top 5. Can
That
you believe that?
brutal.
The top 5. Number 1. Well, let's go 5. Number 5. It's a Southern tradition. It really is collard greens. I can see, there's a lot of support in those Southern colonies for the collard green.
Not something you see as often.
Oh, you wanted me to put this in the slide thing. I
The-
see. Oh.
The thing that you sent is different, Chuck.
Is it?
You sent a map about pies.
Oh, did I send
Not
you
the
sides?
sides.
Hang on. Let me send you sides. I was getting all ready for pies. I was getting all ready. Pies will come later. There will be pies. How about sides? You want sides? Have that sides.
Okay.
The number 4, Brussels sprouts.
No one
Good
can read this
old-fashioned
shit. I can't
Brussels
read
sprouts.
this shit, by the way, but I'm sorry. I interrupted. Carry on.
Yeah,
Slides up there.
You do, and you will interrupt constantly and incessantly. We know you, and we love you for it, Brooke.
All right, what's next?
Number 3. We're getting a little closer now, and this is still a Southern thing. I think there was a lot of Southern searches or votes in this thing. Sweet potato casserole.
What the fuck is a sweet potato casserole?
I know what it is, but it is not a personal favorite of mine.
I mean, when you put the marshmallows on top, and I can get like 90% marshmallow and 10% sweet potato, I'm fine.
I can't with
You
that.
know, when the marshmallows are all like baked and crispy from like a working oven,
This can't be right.
Cruel, Chuck.
This can't be right. It says that in Kentucky we like green bean casserole.
Yeah, green. Well, you know what? Number 2 on this is cranberry sauce. Cranberry sauce is a very popular one, and it's something you don't get like all the time. Stuffing, I think, you get all the time.
Is that like is that a side?
That is
because I feel like it's just there. It's not it's like a sauce, right? Not a side.
Yeah, but you don't. It's not a sauce that you like put on something necessarily. I mean, you can, but like you have it on its own, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean,
well, and of course there's like especially if you get the homemade cranberry sauce.
Yes.
You can like ladle out, and it has like the chunks of cranberry.
Not the one
like
that looks
Jell-O.
like the can.
Yes.
When you take it out, it still looks like the can.
Is that?
I don't know. My only real experience with cranberry is in the TV dinner. The turkey TV dinner from back in the day. That's the only real experience I have with and it was delicious. It was the best part of the meal.
And coming in at number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Kentucky loves it. Green bean casserole.
Really?
That was number 1.
Number 1.
It is.
What is wrong with everyone?
The green bean casserole, if you look at this map, it runs across the country like the Mason-Dixon line. Like it's straight across the middle of the country.
It really is, but this is not like voted favorite stuff, remember. This is Google search stuff.
Okay, so this is not necessarily people like it. It's that they don't fucking know how to make it.
Exactly. I think that's where this information comes from. Because like green bean casserole, we never make that. Oh shit, it's coming up Thanksgiving.
That's something you'd never make it any other time of the year, but for some reason you think you have to make it at Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Now, I don't know what that says because there are 5 states that stuffing was the most searched thing. These states.
That means those people are making it from scratch.
These people, so that would be California, New Mexico, Arizona, Massachusetts, and West Virginia. Evidently don't know how to make stuffing.
Look, there's a lot of different ways to make stuffing. You can put anything you want in there.
You can
I've made stuffing
a number of ways.
I will I will testify to the fact that I am from Massachusetts and have made stuffing from scratch.
That's
So
fair. No, fair. But did you Google a recipe?
I probably
for it?
looked up several
Yeah.
recipes to look for ideas. Yeah.
Yeah. Other things of interest that I found on this map, and you may find your own, but Nebraska. Do y'all see Nebraska over there? Their side, ramen noodle salad.
I'm sorry, what?
Ramen
Explain yourself,
noodle
Nebraska.
salad. I know. If anybody knows anybody from Nebraska,
Please ask them if they're okay.
ask them why their most Googled Thanksgiving side is ramen noodle salad. Now,
Wait.
Delaware, we all know, is its own thing. And I don't know if you can see because it's kind of small on the map. Delaware, brie mini tarts.
Okay,
Now,
get
sound
over
good?
yourself, please.
What?
Brie
That's just a bit
mini
much. Take it down a notch.
What?
Delaware.
What the fuck is a brie mini tart? First of all, nobody likes brie cheese. Let's start there, and then we'll move on from there and go, what the fuck is a mini tart of brie?
But now y'all are both stuffing people, and I knew at least one of you was going to be, so I prepared this. I also checked this. The most searched stuffing recipes.
Oh,
you ready?
shit, yes. Let's go.
Number 5.
Are we making it right now? Live cooking stream?
But that's all on you. I don't because I don't cook and somebody else doesn't have a working oven. So it is all.
That's truth. Next happy hour, then.
No.
The after Thanksgiving.
I bet I could
rebound stuffing.
Here's the thing.
Cooking
the
hour.
The top of the stove works. The burners work. It's the oven.
You
doesn't
can't
work. I could
Are
probably
you
make
planning to make stuffing on the stovetop?
Well, you start
Yeah,
on
why-
the stovetop. You mix it all on the stovetop,
but
and then
you
you put it
getting
in
up.
the oven. Come
You
on
don't
now.
have to.
I could do a
have to put it in the
cooking
oven.
fucking show. I could
You
do
don't
it.
have to put it in the oven. I could do it on the stovetop for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's do the top 5 countdown of our most
Okay.
searched stuffing recipes here.
We
Number
got a
5.
top 5. I thought we were just doing the most searched recipe.
I got 5.
Are you sending this
for
shit to me in Discord so that I can make it for the next happy hour?
I will. If you want to, we certainly will. I would expect you to make it in enough time that you could ship it to both of us. We can heat it up, even if it's in a microwave. And
So you don't trust me to make it right the first time is what you're saying?
No, we're not coming over your place.
Rook cooks
Are you
while
inviting us
drinking.
over your place?
That's got to be a new
You
stream.
could.
Rook cooks while drinking.
Oh gosh. Yep. Let's do that, please.
It'll be a short-lived stream. That's all I know.
It'll be the most popular thing on our channel.
Rook, followed by Rook calls the fire department. Number 5, sourdough stuffing.
Sourdough stuffing. Okay.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Number 4, I don't know how you feel about either. Number 4 or number 3. I'm just going to give these to you both together because they sort of are a pair. Number 4, vegetarian stuffing, followed by number 3. Anyone?
Vegan
Yeah.
stuffing.
Vegan stuffing.
I mean, if you have to, then I guess.
Curiously enough, and I can't make this shit up, vegan stuffing is followed by number 2, sausage stuffing.
So today,
I knew that would be there.
while I was out in my real job, work life, doing things, someone was talking to me about White Castle stuffing and it being a TikTok trend or thing right now, which is taking frozen White Castles from the grocery store and using
Just,
the
chop them
breading.
up or something?
Yeah, well, using the breading, like toasting the breading and then using it as the base for your stuffing, right? But then also chopping up the frozen White Castle burger to use, much like a sausage stuffing situation.
I mean, I didn't know whether that was actually the stuffing for your turkey that involved sausage, or they were just creating the sausages.
My family definitely doesn't subscribe to the sausage stuffing, but I have had it before, and it is delicious because it's stuffing
with sausage. Yeah, I mean, I'm good with that. But number 1, cornbread stuffing.
Of course. Zero surprise. Yeah.
Zero. None whatsoever.
I will say I think cornbread stuffing's a little overrated.
I
feel like the cornbread does not like absorb the flavor as well as a more
White
typical bread. Yeah.
breadcrumb. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree.
All right, but now there are 5 stuffings for Rook to prepare, so we can have a taste off in 2 weeks.
If you think I'm gonna make a vegan stuffing, you are so fucking wrong.
A vegan and a vegetarian one separately.
Yes.
So
I mean, I imagine
I don't even know how you don't like if you don't put meat in it. How do you not make a vegetarian stuffing?
yeah, like you'd have to put
You
dairy
can't-
in
You'd
it or
have to
something.
put some sort of bacon fat or something in it to make it not
No,
vegetarian, right?
No, well, think about this. Think about this. Stuffing is made inside the bird, right?
Not in this
It
house.
does not have to
It
be.
doesn't
made
have to
It
be,
is
but then it's
really
not
actually
stuffing.
better not to make it in the bird.
Do you trust me to thaw a turkey properly? Because that shit's not gonna happen.
Can we just talk about the word stuffing? If it's made in a pan, it's not stuffing.
It's stuffed in my belly every Thanksgiving and several other times a year.
Oh, it's unstuffed, is what it is.
Yeah.
No.
It is generally better.
It
not
definitely
to make
gets
it
stuffed
in
in
the
there
bird, but-
and sticks in there for a hot minute, I might add.
Let's talk about our most searched mains. Now, I don't have a graphic for you on this. But let's go on to the
Do
mains.
I need to put the other graphic up for the pies?
Not yet. I'll get that to you.
So
It's coming.
another
It's coming.
live action transition by your crack video producer,
Yes.
Rook
Look, I gotta
Vellum.
keep you on your toes somehow. Our mains, our
Yeah, I'll
top
work on that
5
now.
Googled mains. Well, I didn't send you the other one. I only sent you the other one to look at. I didn't send the other one in position already. So don't do
well, that's
extra
all right.
work.
We'll just stick it up over all our heads. We don't
You
fucking
could.
care.
You could. That would be the way you would do it. Our mains. Number 5, spatchcock turkey.
What? Where?
I'm aware of that. It's a lot more effort than I would ever consider putting into it.
I am peripherally aware. I've never had one. Number 4, fried turkey.
Dangerous, but sure, go for it, I guess.
Number 3 is my favorite on this list by
Wait,
far.
is deep fried turkey different than fried turkey?
No, I think they meant
No,
deep fried. turkey.
deep
It's just-
fried, yeah.
How is it not number 1 then? Everyone loves that shit and they blow their houses up. Like every Thanksgiving, there's
I will
tons
tell
of
you
videos
why.
about
Because
people
most of
burning
the
their
people
houses
who
down.
like it are gone now.
Well, no, most of the people who like it and want to prepare it don't bother to Google how to do it.
Oh, yeah, they just drop it in the thing and blow their house up. Yeah, that tracks.
My favorite, though, is number 3. Third most Googled main for Thanksgiving. Pre-cooked Thanksgiving turkey.
That's me. That's going to be me this year.
Well, I mean, you got an excuse.
Yeah.
You know? Number 2, our favorite, the turducken.
Oh, gosh.
And number 1, smoked
I feel like,
turkey.
yeah. I feel like that the turducken is less than the sum of its parts, in my personal opinion.
Probably. I cannot attest because I've never actually eaten one. I've just seen it mostly by John Madden. But this show, Happy Hour, we should talk about our most searched beverages, shall we?
Oh, that's appropriate.
Oh, yes. Why didn't I have a graphic for that?
Rook
Why
just
did it
not
not
made
just
up.
have
I
a
just got the
picture of
top
the
5
United
Googled
States
across
and
the
rum and
country.
Coke?
Rum and Coke did not make the list.
Fuck me.
Number 5,
Can I say fuck on this channel?
you fucking
yeah.
well can.
I already have tonight, so yes.
We have given all the fucks. Number 5, hot buttered rum.
Rum.
Number
Okay.
4,
Butter. Rum.
apple cider sangria.
Ooh, yes.
Oh, that sounds
I am
interesting.
very down for that.
That sounds interesting. Should I make that with
yes.
the...
My note here says, should we have a tasting next thing? And I was thinking here, but it does apply for the stuffing.
Apple cider
sangria.
I'm all in. What kind of stuffing am I making? Number one. What was number one? Go back.
Corn. Well,
The cornbread.
Corn.
No, skip
we're
the
not making
cornbread.
that.
Do
We'll
the
make
sausage one.
We'll make
Yeah.
the sausage stuffing for sure.
Number 3, Thanksgiving spritzes.
Yeah, no, fuck
Whatever that
We're
is.
back to the apple cider sangria. Okay.
Number 2, apple cider mimosas.
Nope, we're back to the sangria again.
Number 1, I'm sure this will be Rook's favorite, pumpkin pie martini.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I would go with the hot buttered rum myself, but
I'm still fully.
No, we're
sangria.
doing a 2-part. God, I have to commit to this now, don't I? How many weeks do I have before the next happy hour?
2 weeks before the next happy hour, sir.
Okay. So I got to make some sort of video special of cook. Do I have to? So I'll be drinking the rum and coke while I make the apple cider sangria.
And then be drinking the apple cider
sangria while I
Yes.
make the sausage. Oh, that sounds so fantastic.
That does. Do we need to get like a camera crew out there? Because I don't trust you to.
Oh, hell no. I got all the stuff. I can make it happen.
I don't trust you to operate.
I don't have to operate. I just got to set it up over the stove, right?
Moving on, I have provided
send
another
Mary
graphic for our
Starfire
crack
out there.
producer.
She'll be over there with the thing. Yeah. Our crack producer, is that me?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
So
bam. Pie.
let's
Pie.
talk baked-
We're there. Boom.
Well, let's
Over
talk
top.
baked goods. Baked goods. You
It
know,
says
pie's gonna
Thanksgiving pies on the frickin' slide you sent me.
I sent you Thanksgiving baked goods.
No, it says Thanksgiving pies. That's what you sent. Oh shit, there was another one. You just sent that.
Yes, I just sent that.
You
We're
can't just
so
send that
well
and then tell me to
organized.
put that
It's
shit on
amazing.
there.
I
Oh my
said I
God.
just sent you one.
Let's do pie first, then we'll go back to baked goods.
We can't do pie first because I didn't give you the right graphic for pie. You put that one up, it's not going to fit. You're just going to get a corner of it.
Are you kidding me? I already put it up and it does fit. Are you not watching right now?
No, I'm busy doing other shit.
This is
Clearly. Jesus.
riveting content. Sweet.
All right, baked goods.
Okay.
Hang on.
I
Say
will
it.
say baked goods. I was just talking about this to someone the other day. This is my biggest food weakness in general is baked goods. Like cakes, cookies, pastries, things like that. That is my biggest weakness.
You didn't
I
send me the
love
baked
baked
goods
things.
slide in the right size either. So don't tell me that we couldn't do pie first. You just fucked me. That's what you did right there. All right, here we go. Baked goods coming up.
I don't know which thing you're looking at because I'm sending you the ones in position and then I'm sending to both of you all.
Shit. Come on now. How many discords do you want me to look at?
Dude,
What kind of operation are we running here, y'all? That's what I want to know.
Great
Look,
question.
the baked goods are on the screen. You want me to make them bigger, guys? Here we go. We'll make them bigger. Baked goods. Pumpkin roll, Kentucky. Go us.
So, what I find interesting about the baked goods,
Mm-hmm.
New York is cornbread.
Interesting.
I mean, it's a baked
But again,
good.
let's remember this is stuff that was like Googled, right? Like this is like maybe New Yorkers
New York
don't
needs
know
to know
how to
how to
make
make-
cornbread because they
Right,
you
but
know?
also do New Yorkers put like sweet butters, like apple butters or cinnamon butters and stuff on cornbread? Like that would be my question. Do they do it?
They do that if Google tells them to do that.
Gotcha. Because they don't.
Mhm.
I love cornbread too, MJ, just not in my stuffing. Like I want
Yes.
I
Yes.
want
This
my
is not-
Pepperidge
This is no longer
Farm.
stuffing. We're now just on baked goods.
Yeah, we're talking. I'm trying to engage our chat, sir. Fuck this. I'm going to refill my rum.
Yeah. It took longer than I thought it
Cornbread
would.
should be appreciated on its own. That's the idea.
It should. If y'all want to scoot over and look at New Mexico for a second, they're Googling how to make pretzels.
That
Pretzels,
seems
the baked
odd
good
for the
of Thanksgiving.
one, odd for the season, and two, ambitious. Like, that's not an easy thing to make.
Yeah.
I don't understand this. I have
Maryland.
questions.
If you can squeeze your eyes, squint a little bit, and read Maryland, hot milk cake.
A what?
I have no idea what is going on in Maryland anymore.
I need more information. I mean, they're Googling it, you know. I guess I need to Google it.
Hot milk cake.
MJ, you need to find this out and let us know.
Yes, please.
What
please.
on earth? It's hot
Someone,
milk cake.
MJ, someone in the chat, please tell us about hot milk cake. Inform us. Alaska, though. Alaska.
Mm-hmm.
Sourdough charcoal bread.
What?
Is that made on charcoal?
How does the charcoal
get into? I don't know.
What is the Northeast obsession with sourdough bread?
Sourdough's great.
This is Alaska.
Sourdough is just bread made correctly, first of all.
Alaska has nothing to do with East. North it's got in spades, but it has nothing to do with East. Okay.
Depends on it's real far east.
It depends on your perspective. Depends on where you're looking from.
Compared to Maine.
My favorite of this whole thing may be Michigan and Kansas. Just Googling bread.
Just bread.
What is bread?
What is bread? How to bread.
All right, now we could get on to the more specific category of pies, if you want. I know is the one you've all been waiting for. I'll give it to you in position in the Discord.
No, it's already done. The Thanksgiving pies have been loaded and on screen.
That's the one we're the most prepared for.
It's been on screen for a hot minute. I don't know if it's in the right place or it's whatever, but it's there.
Sure. Yeah, no, it is totally not correct, but it's fine. It's the way Rook does things. We're good. We're good. Pies. Pies are an interesting thing. I'm a big fan. I mean, a big fan of pies. I like all the pies. There's really not a pie that I don't like. We've got custard pies. We've got fruit pies. But I'm really surprised cherry did not make the top 5 overall.
I don't feel like cherry pie is a Thanksgiving pie.
Yeah, that's because it's cherries are not really seasonal, you know.
Okay, it's fine.
Like apple pie is so much like in the vein.
Apple or pumpkin are
pumpkin, of course, number 1. That's more of a custard than a fruit pie. But,
cherry pie. We'll do this again for 4th of July cooking, and I would bet cherry pie will be right in there.
Boston cream makes the cut. Put that up there. Lemon meringue makes the top 5, and chocolate rounds out the top 5. But again, I'd like to call out some particular pies from some particular locations on this map. If you can look in at Kansas for a second, please. Kansas.
So that's a side. That's a side, not a pie.
Yeah, that's not really a pie per se. Like you call it that, but
I'm not. I don't know whether I mean, I love Frito chili pie. It's fantastic, great. But I don't know whether Google had the issue. Maybe it needs more Apple intelligence. I mean, needs more intelligence to be able to discern what's a pie and what's not. They've also listed sweet potato as a savory pie. I'm sorry, sweet potato pie is not savory, even though sweet potato sounds like it should be savory. It's okay.
I mean, a Frito chili pie is not sweet.
No, that's definitely savory. They listed that as savory, but they listed sweet potato pie.
Can somebody let's go to Oregon? Do we have any Oregon people here in chat? Of course, we do not. Is anyone from Oregon? Please shout out now. After I made fun of you, tamale pie. Tamale. What the hell is a tamale pie?
Again, not a sweet pie.
Or is it? is it made
No.
with hot tamales? Do you melt them down into a cinnamony, sugary goodness
That sounds
filling?
horrifying.
It sounds pretty bad, doesn't it? I mean, hot tamales are all right. They taste pretty good. They're cousin of the beloved Mike and Ike, made by the same company.
Beloved
right.
by a certain minority, yes.
I'm going to tell you my terrible, controversial opinion right now, which is that I just don't like pie.
Really?
Like,
All right.
just in general.
That's perfectly good, because you know what, that means more for me.
I especially don't like fruit pie. I don't like cooked fruit in general. It's texturally very strange to me. It just does not seem like it should be.
I can see that. Like, I think, even at peach pie, like, first of all, let me just say, if you're not from the South, peaches are for sure the best fruit ever. Peaches are fucking fantastic, and peach pie is amazing, just like peaches are always amazing. But I definitely enjoy biting into like a crisp Granny Smith apple as opposed
I feel like
opposed to an apple pie, right?
A
Like,
fruit should be fresh. When it's cooked and it's like softened and it gets like goopy, I can't do it. I don't like it. And I don't generally like pies. I'm more of a
MJ.
cake
Don't log into
than a pie
Video Ninja.
person.
I won't put you on the screen.
Be afraid of where he would put you on the screen anyway.
I have a camera 3 spot, sir. It's where the pie is right now. And apparently peanut butter pie is the most... What does that even mean?
Can we go back to a second? We've got a camera 3 spot.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be a camera 4?
No.
spot?
There's 3 of us.
No, I'm Patrick's camera.
You don't count. You don't have a number.
Oh, shit.
Is this what we're saying?
Oh, I don't count.
Anyway.
Camera 3 is the spot that the other stuff goes in. Don't tell me how to live my life.
That makes
Also,
so
don't tell me to eat peanut butter pie, because I won't do it.
Nope. Again, more for me. I ain't complaining. Here's the one last fact that I found interesting.
Grape pie? Who the fuck has ever had a grape pie?
I've never even heard of that. No.
Sweet potato pie was listed in Georgia. Sure. Okay, that makes sense. Alabama. Okay. Yeah, sure. South Carolina. Delaware.
What the fuck's happening in Delaware?
And Maryland. What is going on in Delaware and Maryland? Have you been invaded? Is there another thing going on? Anyway, that was my bit of fun with our Thanksgiving foods. I hope we didn't make too many people too hungry or go too far off the rails. We should probably now thank the people that prepare stuffing and tell them that if you properly prepare stuffing and serve it at your Thanksgiving table, you drink on the house.
Yes.
Indeed.
But we have digressed far enough. I would like to give a hot take at the moment. And that I'll look at directly. I will sit up in my chair, proper posture, and not be slouching like I normally do. Stare directly into the camera and say, I'm not a fan of Tolkien. Not a fan. It's fine. It's like
the follower count starts dropping.
Everybody out of here. Blacklisted. No, it's pivotal work. I mean, I think it's like important work in history. That's the foundation, and a lot of our fantasy and thoughts on fantasy and all of that needed that to be done. But I can't read it.
It's terrible. It's so hard to read.
But I don't need 87 pages on why there's a snow-covered mountaintop. It's just, there's just so much prose and all of this stuff that feels like Mr. Tolkien, Master Tolkien, whatever we want to refer to him as, was like, I'm so proud, and I've spent so much time thinking about all of the lore in this
Sure
world.
did. Yeah.
I just need to tell you all of my lore, and we'll get to those characters you love in a minute. Hold your horses. This is my wagon.
I mean,
And,
some of that is okay to me. I don't necessarily hate that. What I hate is reading 7 pages about what a fucking tree looks like. Like, I don't need to do that ever.
Yeah, that's the Discord. For those of you interested, there will be a thing coming up
There
with
it
a
is.
QR code to scan, and you can hop on into our Discord. Or look at that, someone will yeah, there we go. It's right there. Click on it and go. Moving back to Tolkien. Hate you. I'm agreeing with you. I think we're saying the same thing, Rook. Tolkien is yeah, it's all pros and all talking to you about all this great stuff they haven't that he had in mind, and the writing style just isn't what I would choose to read. I want things more experiential. I want to have a character that's experiencing and learn with that character now, and that's sort of how I feel about lore in my TTRPG games. I don't want, especially a one shot. I mean, it's not great in a campaign, but especially in a one shot. I don't want a 4-hour one shot with 2.5 hours of the DM explaining to me how all of the lore in the world that they have created is so wonderful, and then an hour in a combat and about 10 minutes of my character being able to interact with things. And that's how I feel when I want to play these things and when I look at these things. What do y'all think? Talk to me about lore.
Well, we know how MJ feels about it. I don't necessarily agree with you on this one. I do like and enjoy some of it. I do like to feel immersed in the world and learn about the world and learn about like, I love me a political game. So some of that stuff going on behind the scenes, like, I dig it a lot, and can for sure say that I enjoy seeing a percentage of it in my campaign. That said, there's no room for it in a one shot at all. Like, it can't be there. If you've got a 3 to 6 hour window to tell a story, like, there's no time for the DM to prose. And in a lot of cases, the DM just needs to get the hell out of the way and let the players do whatever they're going to do. But I agree with you to an extent that the DM grandstanding is never great.
Yeah. I think my feeling's kind of similar in that, first of all, I love lore. Like, I'm also not like a huge Tolkien fan. I don't like hate him, but I'm not a huge fan either. But that aside, in general, and particularly when playing D&D, something that I am going to interact with, I love world lore. Like, give me all of it, please. But the way that you give it to someone is very important. And yeah, you never want to just dump, like, and I get it, like, from a DM perspective, I get being excited. Like, world building's super fun. Like, I get being excited about the world you built.
Super time intensive, right? As a DM, you're sitting there and you've spent weeks building lore for your world, and maybe even months, years building on that lore, and the desire to just spill all of that, to vomit it all out to your players, is there because you're so proud of it. And in a lot of cases and a lot of times you should be, right? Because it's really, really cool. However, it's sometimes tough to sit through if we're just listening to you talk about it.
If you just drop it it's like, first of all, yeah, it's like now you're just doing too much as a DM. Like, you know, get out of the way a little bit, let the players do what they're going to do. But also, like, it's hard to absorb it all if you just kind of drop like a chunk of lore. Like, it doesn't have context, so it doesn't mean as much as if the players discover things as they go in a more natural, organic way. It's just, yeah, it's, the temptation is there, I know, but I do remember one time in a game that I was DMing that was in my own homebrew world, and in a city that I was particularly proud of, the like interesting like government structure that they had between these two cities. And but I wasn't dumping it on them, but because the players were trying to like figure out something that was going on, they went to like an archive in the city and were like, we want to look up the history of this city. And I was like, yes. It's like, this is my moment. But because they asked me for it, I didn't throw it at them until they specifically asked. But yeah, like it's real tempting to just dump that lore, and like it's cool to have it. And as a player, I want to hear it, but I want to hear it when it's relevant to me and when it makes sense.
What about in situations like ourselves and our channel, right? Like if we were to throw a world at people for them to absorb and enjoy, I would say that the most effective way to do that is to use the characters, use their backstories, and weave it in that way, as opposed to our DM, J.R.R. Tolkien, just reading it to us in 9 pages at a time.
For sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
I think we're all in agreement, and to be clear, I wasn't saying I don't like lore in my campaign.
That's what you said. You for sure said that.
Lore heavy campaigns. I know, because have another drink. I love lore.
Shit. All right.
I love lore, but it's how the lore is disseminated, and it's like I don't hate the story of Tolkien. I think I'm not a fan of how it's become ubiquitous and everyone wants to compare.
Definitely too dominant in fantasy as a genre, for sure.
Right?
Yeah, but Viggo Mortensen's hot.
But he can be hot and whatever. Like, it doesn't have to be Lord of the Rings.
Would Tolkien have cast Viggo Mortensen?
I don't know, but he should have, because he's fucking
I feel
hot.
like there are people who would debate that for a real long time.
Yeah, I think that would be interesting.
Go to our Discord and weigh in. What do you think?
The thing with lore, to me, it needs to be experiential. It needs to be discoverable. My favorite fantasy that I read right now, and whatever genre I'm reading, if they're introducing a new world, they're introducing new concepts, I don't want it to be page after page of lore dump. I don't want it to be prosaic narrative. I want it to be experiential. I want to be a new character. I want to look through the eyes of a new character walking into a city, walking into a culture for the first time, and oh, well, this is the way this happens. Oh, well, shit, I didn't know that. Or something going wrong and them doing things. You want to experience it. You don't want it to be dumped to you. But I think it's also important as a storyteller, in whatever medium you're using. We're talking about it in TTRPG terms, but whatever medium you're using, remember that you want to view it as an iceberg. And 90% of that lore is not visible from the people in this boat on there. And the smaller you can make the cap of that iceberg, the more storytelling is going on, and the less just imparting stuff.
I mean, it's the typical, show, don't tell. Don't just tell me what's going on. Let me see it happen. It's more engaging.
Let
you
that
understand
sea level
it better.
gradually lower, right?
Yes.
So that we can see more and
Little
more
at
of
a
that
time.
iceberg over time, and just love every single moment of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I mean, and in the proper, if everything works out properly, you get to see more and more of that iceberg, because that boat starts to sink. that story, those characters, they're
Mhm.
running into trouble. There's something going on with that story that's bringing excitement, and that is what clues in and ties in the rest of the world. Not, okay, it's time for me to reveal this other thing about my world that I've been thinking about for no, it doesn't matter. If it's not interacting with that boat, it doesn't matter. It's just background. It's there to be used, and you can think about it and influence other stuff, but you don't need to tell people about it. Maybe even if they go to a library and start researching something, well, this book has this little snippet about it, but that's all you could find at this library. Try not to tell people about this awesome world you spent 5 years creating.
I would also say that if you have run previous campaigns in your world and you've started a new campaign with players, refrain from telling the previous stories that were told. Refrain from revealing your world in this happened, and even worse if you just do it completely out of game and be like, oh, I ran this campaign 3 years ago and this happened and blah 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 blah. Like, motherfucker, get back into real time, because we're here to play a game and we're here to tell stories about our characters, not your shit that you had happen 3 years ago.
Well, that actually brings up something I was thinking, which is the conversations that happen out of game versus actual in session play. Like, because all these things we've been saying, I feel like, for me at least, mostly apply to in session play. Whereas there's a game I've been playing recently that is very lore heavy, and I do enjoy it. And the way it has happened, there's not a ton of lore getting dropped during a session, but oftentimes after a session, between sessions, in the Discord that we use or whatever, they'll be like, hey, this thing came up during our session last time. You might want to know, like, because this is common knowledge in the world, your characters would know this. Here's some background on that. If you want to incorporate it into your role playing, you can. Like, this is some stuff that exists in the world. NPCs know it. Your characters would probably know it. And there'll be stuff that gets dropped. And there's a lot of lore that kind of comes out that way. And I personally love it. I know that's not necessarily for everyone, but like, I have literally drawn up like calendars like for this game based on all these pieces of information that I've been gathering. I'm like a very academic nerd kind of person that is going to scrape together all these notes and like compile them and cross-reference things. And I know that's not everyone, but for me, I really enjoy that. I like getting that extra information. I wouldn't enjoy it if it happened in the middle of a session. But, having it as like optional, if you're interested in this, you can read through. If you want to know more, like, here's that information for you.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of like two different approaches to characters in a setting. And one is, okay, we talk with the DM. Okay, here's what you would know coming from this, growing up with that. Here's all the stuff. And you get a sense of what this world is in preparing for a campaign again. I mean, not a one shot, but a campaign in this in this world. And then also the barbarian from the Hicksville, whatever, that knows absolutely nothing, and you can be the one then asking, "What is that?" And then you can get explanations, and the party can get explanations through your eyes, even though they're already supposed to know stuff, but they don't actually. The players don't actually know it. You can get those explanations, but yeah, also in between session lore dump, or just talking about the world and making stuff up, or I play in a campaign where a lot of it is kind of set. This world has been existing for a while, and a number of groups have run through it, but most of our backstories that were create new things in this world. And so, okay, now we need to have a in between session, hop on Discord or hop on the phone or have a cup of coffee or something stronger, Rook. And
Coffee.
talk about and talk about, okay, this section that you were thinking about developing, or this thing that's key to your backstory and what it is, and how does it fit in the world, and where can we put it, and what happens, and all that. It gives you great opportunity to once again talk to your DM,
for sure,
talk to your player if you're a DM. Communication is so important in creating this story, and I know you spent as a DM, whoever you are out there, you've spent a lot of time dreaming, imagining, crafting this perfect world. You spent years on stuff that probably 90 to 95% of it will only get communicated out of session to Violet. Nobody else, just Violet.
Even if she's not in your game.
No,
just hit her
please
up on
feel
Discord.
feel free. Yeah, I'm down. Absolutely.
We should start a new section on the Discord. Tell Violet your lore. But the point being that you need to allow the players to change some of your stuff. You can't be all set in stone with about. You need it to breathe and be alive. And if you've done it right, and it has that it's that fertile ground for storytelling, and your characters want to plant seeds, water them, help them with this, and let them grow, and let your world change and breathe and be this to a certain extent. I don't want to say everything, because if there are things you probably went over in your session 0, and if there are things that conflict with that, don't let those seeds get planted, and certainly don't water them. But for the most part, assuming that you're on the same page with your players, assuming your players are on there, they want to add to it. Let them add to it. Grow something together, because that's what we're doing in this medium. It's not DM versus players. DM tell a story, players do their part going through it. The exciting stories are when things can work together and you create that.
I feel like that is the optimal situation. Although I will say, as an aside, there certainly are players out there who do not want to add to the world, who just want to step into it and just like, you tell me, DM, that's your job. You tell me what this world is. There are definitely players who approach it that way. And so, as a DM, you have to at least be prepared for that, I think, depending on who's at your table. But I certainly think that the optimal situation ideally is everyone's participating.
I would just say that's the hardest job. Like, that's the hardest job for a DM, is the player that doesn't want to actively participate and just wants to be told.
Yes.
But also making that interesting for everybody else. And that, to me, if you can pull that off, because I certainly can't pull that off, right? Like, I can do the pregame with Chuck and go, yo, I built this world, and here's all these things, and this is how your character fits in, and these are the things that that nobody else knows. Like, I can have a 2-hour session with Chuck before the game ever starts and go, this is all the shit. Yes, coffee. And this is all the shit that Chuck. Like, I can do that, right? But to be able to bring everybody in for the person that's giving you really nothing and just wants to be told what it is and still tell an entertaining story, that makes you a S-tier DM.
That is very challenging to do, for sure.
It is very challenging, but if you're not that DM, if that's not the experience you want as a DM, and we could at some point, I don't think this is the hour for it, talk about being a DM at a home table versus being a pro DM, getting paid for something. But if you're at a home table and you've got 1-2 people that don't want to do the same sort of storytelling as you, that just want to be drawn through this story and told when to make rolls, well, they may not be the right player for you. You may not be the right DM for them. Yes. Don't ever be afraid to be like, I don't think this is the table for you. Especially, we're in a world today where You can go on the internet and find recipes for things you didn't even know existed. You can certainly find DMs that want to run some sort of module, some sort of campaign, some sort of homebrew setting or whatever it is for people to just go through, and you can help people find the right DM.
Speaking of recipes, Chuck, a week from now, where might one be able to find the recipe for Rook Vellum's apple cider sangria?
I haven't Googled it yet. I don't know. Oh, wait, you mean the Discord?
Yes, that might be the place to find that.
Oh, well, we do happen to have a Discord. It's a fantastic community. We are seeking to grow it, and not just the Discord, but all of our channels across all of our social media. Our Beacons is up there somewhere. We have a TikTok where one of our members has been doing a roll every day, and started off the very first time they rolled a natural 1. That pretty much encapsulates us as a channel. It's fantastic. Yeah. We have a Twitter. We are here. We are on YouTube as well. Consume us where you feel most comfortable in interacting, watching, viewing this stuff. We're on the road to 1,000 followers because we're hoping to do that, and then release a studio shoot that we did, which is getting the fine tuning put onto it and make it look and sound fantastic. Even the people that were a little quiet during the recording will get their sound up. It'll be great. Y'all are going to love it. So stay tuned, watch us, and until the next time, we are thankful for you, for each other. We are thankful for a world in which we can tell stories and make shit up and, tell all the lies. That's what it is. We are thankful to tell all of the lies. And until next time, remember, hit points are not required to enjoy a coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Enormous, purple worm-like creature.
And they come across a goblin that is charging them.